I'm Devosha and welcome to week 2 of the NFL. Let's jump right into it, starting with the Cowboys, then the Texans, and lastly, my Saints. In Dallas Cowboys news, last week, the Cowboys fell short in the season opener to the Buccaneers by 3. To me, that's pretty impressive to say Dallas was only a few points away from winning against the reigning Super Bowl champs. I couldn't have thought of a better way to kick off week 1 of the 2021 NFL season. The star player everyone was curious about on how he played, I'd have to say, going into week 1 was Dak Prescott. And coming out of it, despite the 29-31 loss, in my opinion, I would still have to be saying Dak Prescott once again. The reason I do say this is because he still remained one of the top 5 passing leaders in week 1, sitting behind Derek Carr in the number 1 slot, of course, and just above Tom Brady at number 3. Not only was Dak to be a force to be reckoned with, his offense came to play. CeeDee Lamb showed out, Ezekiel Elliott carried the bulk of the load, and Amari Cooper took it and ran with it. Dak and company really showed some grit out there on the field, throwing over 400 yards, including 3 TDs and 1 interception. That's one less both in interceptions and TDs than TB12 still. This tells us and everyone else out there that Dallas still got it and are still in contention to at least have a playoff appearance. And TB12, AB, and Gronk are doing what they know best, win games, and they did just that. Headed into week 2 for America's team, they're trying to pick up the pieces and continue to stride along. The Cowboys fall to 3 in the NFC East behind the Eagles and the Washington football team, and go on to face the LA Chargers with crowd favorite, of course, Justin Herbert. Dallas and their defense need to go and need to be A1. LA's offense are close to 100 yards receiving as of week 1 with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. So the Cowboys are ranked 4th in the league in passing, receiving, and first down. So this will be a matchup to look out for on Sunday at 3:25 Central Time. Now moving on to Houston. Tyrod Taylor was the star of the show for the Texans and made everyone say, Deshaun who? Yeah, it's a sad reality, but who the Texans are dealing with now, and they are reeling in the glory of their rivalry, 37-21 against the Jags. Honestly, this was one of those games where the entertainment factor was at an all-time high through the roof. Along the lines of the 2020 playoff Watson we're usually used to seeing on the field. If we can maintain that type of energy from David Culley in Houston, I won't be mad at it at all. Looking forward throughout the season if it lasts. In Trevor Lawrence's debut, he had 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions to add to the mix, scoring 7 apiece each quarter except the first. But he did show consistency under Urban Meyer's new reign. Both teams have a lot of progress to go. After all, just being in week 1, overall, I feel like the outsiders doubted Tyrod Taylor could get the job done, but the real ones know that Tyrod is not new to any of this, and last week's win was just solidified that it's just another game to him, and he's ready to keep things rolling. So alongside Ingram and Cooks for week 2, where they head off and face against the Cleveland Browns, who are the favorites in this matchup with Baker Mayfield and Nick Chubb, but offensively, they're pretty even matchup without OBJ. This week, going into Houston on their first road game to the Browns country in Cleveland, Ohio at 12 p.m. Central Time on CBS. Now in Saints news, onto the Saints in week 1 against the Green Bay Packers. Jabu and company had every Saints fan on their feet and excited for this post-Breeze era. Everyone was weary of how Jameis would compete against the high-caliber offense of Green Bay, but after that 38-3 blowout, we felt with Jameis we had nothing to be worried about after all. He completed 5 touchdowns, almost 150 yards passing, all with 0 interceptions. Having no interceptions was a breath of fresh air for the Saints and raised little uncertainty. But on the flip side, Aaron Rodgers had 2 interceptions and had to bring up backup QB Jordan Love to make a few snaps, which didn't really give Green Bay any hope. Overall, the Saints overshadowed the Packers in every aspect of the game, across the board, and it raised a few flags for the future of Green Bay this season, but that's for them to figure out. The New Orleans Saints have a few issues headed into week 2 against the Carolina Panthers of their own, and it has everything to do with COVID and injuries. So far, the numbers are in, and it's not looking too great. 8 coaches total for the New Orleans Saints organization are unavailable this week due to COVID. Alongside, 3 starters will be out due to injuries, all while trying to get a second win on the road against Sam Darnold and a healthy Christian McCaffrey. This is why we take everything with a grain of salt and going week by week with caution. Defensive end Marcus Davenport and linebacker Quan Alexander will be sidelined and out for 3 weeks due to upper body injuries, along with other uncertain players' injuries popping up as game time approaches. And when we thought we could catch a break, the Saints team will be still practicing in Dallas until week 3 at New England after being relocated by Ida. But they've been in good spirits and high hopes after this win against the Green Bay Packers, one of the top teams in the NFL and the NFC. All this relocation and moving and shaking will only make the home games even more special to the Saints fans here at the Caesars Dome. But for now, we're off to the races in Carolina against our NFC South rivals at 12 p.m. Central Time, only on Fox. I'm Devosha and hope you enjoyed week 1 and are looking forward to week 2 in the NFL.